I say you are absolutely listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my. Friday night at the Funny Farm, and do we have a show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me both of your ears because we have an exciting, thrilling guest on with us tonight. So whether you're down the street, around the corner, across America, or somewhere around this great big world, thank you for taking the time to tune in to the George Espenlaub Show. And as we say so often, we here at the Funny Farm have two goals in mind. One, we want to put a smile on your face, and it would even be better if we could make you laugh. The other goal is to make you just about as goofy or just as goofy as the rest of us goofies around here. Now, if we can accomplish one of those goals, we'll be thrilled. If we can accomplish both of them at the same time, I mean, we'll stand on our head and clap our feet. I'll guarantee you that. But listen, if you're tuning in, get on those devices and reach out to your family, your friends, your acquaintances, all those people that's on your news feed on Facebook and all the other places, and tell them that Anson Williams is with us tonight here on the George Espenlaub Show. And get them to tune in. We posted it. We plastered it. We put it out there near, far, and wide. And then if you're a lot like me, I'm quick to forget. And as I always said, the only thing I can remember is I forget. So reach out to those people and let them know, hey, the George Espenlaub Show is on live right now, and his guest is Anson Williams. We're going to bring him on here in just a moment. But first, let me remind you, send us those emails. George C.E., that's George C.E. at Comcast.net. George C.E. at Comcast.net. We get statistics from where people are listening from in the foreign countries, excuse me, across this nation. But we would like for you, and some have already done it, email me at georgece at Comcast.net and tell me where you're listening from, particularly if you're overseas, if you're in Spain, Italy, the UK, so on and so forth, because we're in all those countries. And let me know specifically where you are listening from. And we'll answer each and every one of those emails just as we always have. We'll continue to do, and we'll continue to do it in the future. So I thank you for that. George C.E. at Comcast.net. With no further ado, as Charlie always says, we're going to bring on Mr. Anson Williams. I'm sure that many of you are familiar with him, and we are going to be discussing a very, very important subject tonight. And so, Anson, welcome to the George Espenlaub Show.
Well, thanks for having me on. Hi, everybody.
It is a delight to have you.
Well, it's a delight to be speaking with you.
Good. Could you tell us a little bit about Anson Williams?
Oh my gosh, how much time do I have? There's so much to talk about me. Do I have 8 seconds?
you got whatever you need.
Oh yeah. Well, I'd say Anson Williams. Brought up, created in the Bronx in New York. During the pregnancy, they took a train out to L.A., so I popped out in Los Angeles, grew up in East Los Angeles, and then Burbank. I was lower middle class, but back then, the country was pretty fair, and everyone had a house, and you had a 40-hour a week job. You could actually, have a family and have a pretty balanced life. But basically, anything I wanted extra in life, I had to get jobs and earn at a young age. And my name back then was Anson Williams Heimlich. And yes, my cousin is Dr. Henry Heimlich, who created the Heimlich maneuver, but I called him Uncle ever since I was born. And and then I had a normal life like everybody else. Played sports, always second string. I lettered though, which is important for the girls. I mean, at least I had the jack in the letter. And I at 18, I decided to walk out that door and pursue an entertainment career, which was pretty crazy. I didn't know anybody or anything. But, go with your heart, go with your feelings, and I was very lucky, working hard, but landing in the right places, and then fortunately connecting with great mentors, and here I am today, talking to you, and that's a big honor.
Sometimes when we look, I've told people sometimes we have to look back to where we came from to appreciate where we're at today.
Oh, yes.
My kids, of course, they're all grown up now, and I have grandchildren, great grandchildren. They'll look at you sometimes, and they roll their eyes, and if their eyes could speak, they're saying, "Oh boy, here goes the old guy with the stories from the past."
Right.
But I tell them,
except the stories from the past are the stories of today.
Yes, they
which
are.
will eventually be in the past.
Yes, they are.
And one thing I've learned, like everyone out there, having, been brought up with not a lot of money in the bank and having to earn your way and all that stuff, and being fortunate enough to get on a show and really tasting the fantasy I think many people have. What's it like to be famous? What's it like, being able to go around the world? What's it like meeting all these great people and all that? Well, that's all great and good, but one thing I learned, that tree in my backyard never looked so good. You go back to the basics, and every cliche is true. You can't buy love, you can't buy happiness. Fame won't give it to you. In fact, fame will destroy you. An important lesson I learned very early on, which really, I think most of the Happy Days cast lived this lesson too, especially Ron Howard. I was told that we're in it, Anson. We're in it. Meaning we all have this fire in our belly to win and to be successful and do something you love and get to the top. And that's wonderful. You're in it. Mm-hmm. Do it. Never, ever be of it. It's what you do. It's not who you are. If you're of it, your life's over. You're hiding behind something. You're hiding behind fame. You're hiding behind money. You're hiding behind position. You're hiding behind drugs. You're hiding behind kids. No, if you're of it, you will never have a really successful life. You're in it, do great, work hard, but it's not who you are.
That was very well put, sir. I like that.
Important lesson.
Yes. When I was when I was doing some research, I was what's the word? I guess stunned, for lack of a better term. When I was sitting at the kitchen table reading, and I told my wife of 51 years, I said, Mom, I said, do you know that this Dr. Heimlich is the man that did the maneuver or created the maneuver? She said, no, really. Because I'll say some things to her sometimes, and she looks at me like I've got two heads. Because she don't know if she should believe me or not. But I slid the paper across to her, and I said, here, you read it. And she said, well, isn't that something? That kind of took me by surprise.
Right.
Did he did he stumble on that, or did he work on that, or just how did that happen?
Very interesting. Henry's always been a forward thinker, and he was also a man that researched a lot. He didn't think anything was that new. He always thought he could look in the past and help cure the future. And as far as the Heimlich maneuver, which was one of many inventions that he created, he basically, a friend of his choked to death, and it concerned him, and he started just common sense, figuring out that slapping someone on the back doesn't dislodge it; it lodges it. And he thought there's got to be a better way. And he kept thinking of the solar plexus, and you get hit, and air comes out. So he started doing safe, kind experiments with animals, and went in there and researched to prove it is the better way to save a life, to stop choking. And very interestingly, though, and this is kind of a first, I think, on the radio. I don't think I've talked about this. Do you realize Happy Days was very much responsible for the first national exposure of the Heimlich maneuver?
Is that right?
They're absolutely true. Dr. Heimlich was having trouble getting traction for the maneuver because he was at war with the Red Cross, as well as he should have been at the time, with certain things they didn't think was correct, and they didn't like him, and they really tried to make him look like it wasn't credible, and really made it hard for him to promote the Heimlich maneuver. He got a little regional publicity, but he was getting very frustrated that he couldn't gain the attention this life-saving creation could be. So one day he visited me on the Happy Day set, and I had done the Merv Griffin show a couple of times, and someone had dropped out that night for that night's show. I got a call on the set asking if I was available to come in at the last minute, do a song, and get interviewed by Merv. And I thought, perfect. I'll bring Henry with me. Maybe I can talk to Merv. Maybe he'll put the Heimlich maneuver on the Merv Griffin show, which was a huge show back then.
Uh-huh.
And so, I said, absolutely, I'll do the show. So Henry comes with me after rehearsal that day. Henry came with me, and we get to the theater. No Merv. I rehearsed the song. No Merv. I thought to myself, well, we tried. I'm just not going to get the opportunity to talk about this. So they gave Dr. Heimlich a seat, in the audience, and the show starts. And I wasn't first out. I forgot when I was out, but anyway, my turn came, and I sing the song, and then I walk over to get interviewed by Merv, and there's a commercial. So you have a few minutes sitting there. So I gave Merv the elevator pitch about the Heimlich maneuver, and he's in the audience, da-da-da. And Merv had heard about the maneuver. Somehow, some way, he had heard about it. He didn't say anything, though. The lights come up. We start the interview, and he brings up the Heimlich maneuver, brings Dr. Heimlich up on stage, has the maneuver done on him, and was the first, and the maneuver exploded. Many people's lives were saved that night. 3 weeks later, Johnny Carson show called, and he went on a Johnny Carson show, and that was it. It exploded around the world. And so Happy Days was very instrumental in getting that Heimlich maneuver on national television for the first time.
Thank you for that. That was interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. You are doing an endeavor now that when I started reading about this, my mind flashed back to the many times in my life where I have been driving and I get that heavy, drowsy feeling. And,
Oh yeah.
and I honestly, I have to say, as I'm sure millions of other, uh, I came close several times uh, to buying the farm or selling the farm or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But
You're not buying it, you're selling it.
yeah, whichever.
You're leaving it.
Yeah, I'm leaving the farm. So I thought, wow, this, this is so interesting because me, as millions of other Americans, and I've never had one of those those power up drinks or whatever they call them.
Oh, they're horrible.
But I know of lots of people that would, that would take them and they say, wow, okay, all this. But when I started reading about this and what you're involved in, and I read that 10% of all crashes is being credited to drowsy driving. Students falling asleep at the wheel. Everybody, truck driver, people that's on the road.
Just to shock people out there, in 2012, they did a very detailed research study and found 168 million drowsy drivers in America per year. 1 out of 5 admitted to falling asleep at the wheel.
Wow.
Today, it's almost 200 million. That's over half the population.
Yes.
And here's the thing, folks, listen to this, please. This is a catastrophic problem. This isn't a minor little thing. This is guns. This is ammo. This is right under that. There are more deaths. Listen to me. More deaths, more tragedies, more accidents than medicated and drunk driving combined. That's how serious this is. There are so many families being torn apart. Kids not coming home. Fathers not coming home. Mothers not coming home because of drowsy driving. And the majority of the deaths are the people that are hit. So it's a very, very serious problem. And with all the craziness going on now, where we feel we have no control, this we have control of. And this we have control of. And again, it's Dr. Henry Heimlich. He's responsible now for saving more lives in the Heimlich maneuver.
Wow. I also
and
saw.
Should I tell everyone what it is?
Yes, please.
Well, what happened? Well, the way this all started, many years ago, a couple of decades ago, I was directing a show called Slap Maxwell with Dabney Coleman, and we were outside of LA in an area called Palmdale in the desert. And very hot day, exhausting day. And I'm driving home, and all of a sudden, and I'm sure this is exactly what happened to you, I blacked out. Literally, a curtain fell. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up immediately because I veered off into the desert, almost killed myself. Thank God I didn't to hurt anyone else, but scared the heck out of me. And when I told Dr. Heimlich about it, he explained to me that I should be cutting up lemons and keeping them with me, especially on exhausted days. And whenever I feel that exhaustion, to bite into the lemon. And he explained it's scientifically proven, MIT research, all this stuff for years. It's clinically proven that citric acid and sour lemon, when you bite into it, hits the lingual nerve on top of your tongue, and the automatic reflex reaction of the body is adrenaline. You're up, you're alert instantly. The body waking the body, sensory connection, reflex reaction of the tongue and brain. Not any different than going to your doctor when he checks your reflexes. He has that little rubber hammer, and he tests your knees, he tests your elbows. Same thing, except it's the reflex reaction of tongue and brain, and it's adrenaline. So you're instantly up, instantly alert, nothing in your system, nothing to screw up your sleep pattern, and you're awake, you're clear, now get off the road and save your life. So I did that for years. For years, I had cut up lemons, especially in the entertainment business, with our hours, and never had the problem again. But through the years, a business partner and I went into the product business along with entertainment. And we were very successful at creating problem-solving products. In fact, we were on QVC for 10 years. And I just love finding a problem and then either getting a team together and inventing something to solve it. Loved it. So a few years ago, we're researching drowsy driving, and that's where I educated myself just on how catastrophic it is. And I'm seeing this, and it's just, I see these children that are no longer on this earth because of a drowsy driver, and I'm crying. And I'm thinking, this is, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, what if we created a spray drop and had a spray drop with the right amount of citric acid, the right amount of sour lemon, water, just a bit of preservative for shelf life, and what if we just sprayed it right on top, right in the middle of the tongue? So I called, with my business partner and I, called Dr. Heimlich, explained the idea, because we're not medical people. He went crazy. He got so excited. He said, you'll save more lives in the Heimlich maneuver. There's more people drowsy than choking. He said, it'll be more powerful than a lemon. It'll be a direct hit to the nerve. Promise me you'll do it. I'll help you any way I can. So he helped us formulate a natural little formula of the right amount of citric acid, the right amount of sour lemon, water, and basically we just created a better scooter. We didn't really create anything. God created the lemon. We created a little better scooter, a little better delivery system, and we created alert drops. One little spray right in the middle of your tongue, and trust me, you are up, you're alert, and you're not going to kill yourself or someone else. And we've already, helped so many thousands of people to the point that we've been honored by the United States Congress, we've been honored by the California State Senate, we've been honored by the city of LA, but more importantly, we're helping lots of people. And then, if people go to alertdrops.com, ALERT drops.com, alert drops, they can buy alert drops, but even more importantly, they can see the research behind it. They can see Dr. Heimlich's work. They can see just all the credibility of the product, and also just how bad the problem is and how easy it is to get fixed. But then then we found out that the drowsy driving has been fantastic, but there's exhaustion in America, pure exhaustion in America, and we found that alert drops is working great on construction sites. Mm-hmm. All these construction companies are using alert drops to stay alert with dangerous jobs. Doctors, nurses, also machine operators, anybody that needs to be alert in their job. Moms at home, exhausted with kids. Anybody that needs to be alert to be safe, alert drops works for them. And in the entertainment business, there's the Bible for the entertainment business is an online magazine called Deadline. And everyone reads that every day to find out what's going on in the entertainment business. And one of the cover stories was exhaustion in the industry, unnecessary hours and all this kind of stuff, because many injuries in the entertainment business because of exhaustion. And it was an award-winning reporter, and out of the blue, there's a picture of alert drops, and her recommending it. Wow. And so now we're on hundreds of sets, all over the world, helping, grips and cameramen and, all these hardworking people stay alert and not get so fatigued they make a big mistake. So, and then recently, because I know you are. Right now, I'm isolated here in California because of the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And a big problem, I'm sure, all around the country is isolation fatigue. All of a sudden, you're not going to your job, you're not going to school. Also, your family now has everyone at the house 24 hours. People are getting fatigued. They're not used to this change of schedule. It's kind of a shock to the system. It's kind of hard to readjust, and people are getting tired and fatigued, and they're drinking too much caffeine, and they're starting on this energy stuff just to kind of wake up while they're isolated. And alert drops is a powerful remedy for this problem right now, without taking all this stuff in your system that you don't need, that will cause ill health. So alert drops is fantastic. Anyone isolated, anyone who's had their schedules changed and this totally new lifestyle, it will help people get out of that lethargic fatigue and kind of wake you up, keep you alert, and move yourself forward.
Alertdrops.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please make it a point. Alertdrops.com. I see that there is a National Drowsy Drivers Awareness Week. Somehow that slid by me in my lifetime.
Right. Well, it's probably after Chocolate Week. There's so many national weeks for so many different things.
Yes. When you take this, of course, it's all pure ingredients. There's no boo-boos in there that's going to hurt you. How long does it last? I mean,
it usually lasts. Everyone's body's different, but we found an average. Like if you do one or two little sprays, run in the middle of the top of your tongue, 30 minutes to an hour, which is good, which is enough time. And what we found out with students that are studying in college and all that, you can do it again. You can't overdose on it. It's like you can't overdose, testing your reflexes.
Right.
So basically, if you need another hit, do another hit, and this way. But then when you do go to bed at night, instead of having 80 cups of coffee or all this other crap, all of a sudden you can't sleep. It's a merry-go-round for exhaustion. You can go right to sleep. It doesn't affect your sleeping pattern, nothing. So, and that's very important. The other thing is, too, people don't realize, they keep thinking, whether they're exhausted or driving, I'll have a cup of coffee. One, a cup of coffee takes 20 minutes to take effect, 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And two, you need too much of it. And when you need too much of it, and then you get shaky. And it actually hinders you. It doesn't help you. It doesn't make you safer at all. And that's why through the years, people drinking coffee and this and that, whether, rolling down windows, in the car, putting the radio up loud, or studying at college and, playing the music loud, whatever. None of it works. The only thing that works is Alert Drops. That's it. Or a lemon. I tell people, too, if you don't want to buy Alert Drops, that's fantastic. That's fine. Then have cut up lemon. Just keep yourself safe. That's what I care about.
Wow. I know, and I'm sure that most everyone else does, in one way or another. I know of in particular, one family that lost their mom and dad due to that drowsy driving.
Wow.
Her and her husband was coming home from a market that they always went to on a certain day, and it was probably 35 or 40 miles from their home. But on their way back, it was a real bright, sunshiny, warm fall afternoon. It was probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and as she was coming up the road, she dozed off and went off to the left-hand side, crossed the middle line, and crashed into a huge oak tree that was there. She was killed instantly. I got there just probably 3 minutes after it happened, and they were my neighbors. They lived up the road from me. But that, and every time when I would be driving, and that would happen to me, when I would come to, I would always think about them, and I think, wow, yeah, and you're right, Anson. You put your hands on your face and you pull your face down like you're going to stretch it off or something. You rub your eyes, wind the window down, crank the radio up, scrooch around in your seat, do all that other kind of stuff, and after you do all that, here it comes again.
Yes, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. And Doc, again, this is Dr. Heimlich's genius, not me. This is Dr. Heimlich. And what, it's funny. What a legacy, huh? Can you, I'm thinking, do you want to be a movie star? Do you want to be a movie star or a great fashion designer? Or do you want to be Dr. Heimlich?
Yeah.
The man passed away going on 3 years ago. And his legacy is every day lives are saved because he lived.
Yes.
Every day, so many people's lives are saved. So he's constantly alive. And his legacy is helping generation after generation after generation. And now he's doing it with Alert Drops too. I mean, what a legacy for him, for anybody, right?
Yes, yes. Does can you buy this in stores, retail stores, or only from Alert?
Not yet. No, just
okay.
online right now.
Okay, Alert Drops.
You can get it at drugs. You can get it at alertdrops.com. Go there, and then you can either buy it there or it'll take you to Amazon. Either place.
Okay, alertdrops.com. Okay,
and then alertdrops.com. Yeah, we're waiting. The thing is, in the retail business, you have to earn your place on the shelf.
Yes.
It's very, very competitive. And you got to really earn your place on the shelf, or you can get lost, and that's what we're doing. We're earning our place on the shelf, and we're about a year away from getting in all the stores, But we want to do it right. We want to do it right and constructively and be there and be a permanent help to people. Because retail business, it's a business, and it's got to turn so many units to keep your space, and we want to make sure that we're well known enough where we can be a product that that will just become part of the social fabric. Everyone should have this product every day with their kids, with their husbands. It should just be part of your life, and we made it incredibly reasonable, so it's doesn't break the bank for anybody.
Is the military aware of this, or is
they're not? And it's great you brought that up because this would be unbelievably important for soldiers in the field. Because I've talked to soldiers, and what they give them is horrible. They give them these just terrible products that sugar and niacin, and I mean just that really are very questionable as far as really being alert, and it's really and you have too much of it, it's damaging for your health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had read.
Yeah, it would be great. It'd be very important for the military. And it's so funny because I was on the board of many years ago. I was on the board of USO, in charge of entertainment, I created I kept asking them, why are we paying money? Why is USO paying the money to send the performers out to see the troops? Why isn't their corporation paying for it? So I was able to reformulate the whole division, and so major companies now would sponsor the entire tour. So the money didn't come out of USO's bank account, and they get a nice banner behind that they sponsored. So it's incredible. It's great for the troops and great for their business. The good faith, advertising.
Right.
Yeah.
I read, and I was telling my wife, I read somewhere, I can't remember where it was, but I remember reading, it's been quite some time ago, that they were either experimenting with a certain drug for pilots, troops, et cetera. And I remember back then when I read it, I thought, wow. And I'm like you, I'm no scientist or medical profession, but I was thinking that don't seem to be good. They didn't say anything about side effects, just said it kept this particular person awake for X number of hours and so on. But I was thinking, what is this thing, and what is the side effects? But
bad. It's going to be bad.
But hearing tonight about Alert Drops, man, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yep.
It's like you're leaning against the pole and you're looking for someplace. You're looking around looking for someplace to lean, and then you realize I'm already leaning on a pole. So why do I need something else? If that makes any sense at all.
It does, and it'll keep the troops. It keeps the troops safe, and without any unnecessary crap in their system.
Wow.
And again, it's Dr. Heimlich. I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that research that's been done 50 years ago. I wouldn't have any idea. He did. Yeah. So God bless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, alertdrops.com. Alertdrops.com. And I'll put that on our show page. Excuse me. I'll put that on our show page. So we'll blast it out there. We'll put it on the blog and so on and so forth, up on Twitter, so people can become aware of that. You know, when you was talking, Anson, about not only just drivers, construction workers, medical health people, really now that we're in this thing, my goodness gracious, we ought to be on the housetop heralding this thing out there. Alertdrops.com, alertdrops.com. I certainly will pass it on. I've got friends, I'm sure everybody else does, that's in the retail business that's out there now, health people, truck drivers. Oh, my goodness.
Amazing for truck drivers. Yes, everybody. It should be just a fail-safe product for everybody. It's so simple. It's so simple, and yet so important and so effective in stopping.
Wow.
And it's like drowsy driving is catastrophic, but exhaustion in America is catastrophic too.
Yes.
People are exhausted in their jobs. They're exhausted, and it's a very simple way of stopping unneeded tragedy.
When you was talking about this in the beginning, and you mentioned that America is exhausted.
Yes.
Even before this happened, of course, I'm retired now, so I don't have to do too much except what my wife of 51 years tells me to do. I've got to do that, so I get supper at night, But anyhow, when you was talking about being exhausted, there was lots of times that I sit down and I would think, man, people running to and fro, up and down. And I always say we're moving faster than a speeding bullet. We're in a hurry to get here. It's like on the highway, somebody will pass you and then cut in front of you and turn at the next corner. And I'm thinking,
right.
Man, where's he going so fast? People get out of bed and they're still tired, wore out. This makes sense. We're going to get behind this thing, and we're going to push it out there. Alertdrops.com, alertdrops.com.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell everybody near, far, and wide, alertdrops.com. Mom and I are going to go to alertdrops.com, and we're going to get us some alert drops. Because it's like I told you when we were off the air, I find in myself, because you can't get out and move about like you normally do, I'm taking an extra nap or two. It's not because I'm so tired. I guess it's that fatigue from inactivity or whatever. So yes.
Well, you got to get yourself outside and walking or something too.
Yes.
You got to start moving a little bit.
I've got the project tomorrow because here in Delaware it's grass cutting time.
Good.
And I was looking this morning. I thought, oh boy, it's time to get her out and let's chug along, get this grass cut. So that's on the project for tomorrow. Wow, Anson, it has been a delight. I mean that.
Thank you so much. Well, it's been a delight for me, too. You're wonderful. And, boy, what a lucky audience to have a show like this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We, excuse me, we also do live stream shows. We started that back in October because we wanted, we saw this thing coming down the pike, this live streaming thing. And I thought,
yeah,
man, that's a great way to correlate that with the radio show, because over the years we've had guests on the radio. Now that we're doing live streaming, we can bring them back. People not only heard them, now they can see them.
Absolutely.
I would love to have you come back, sir, and do a live stream program with us. If we can make all those arrangements and stuff with Harlan and so on and so forth. I'd love to have you come back and do a live stream program.
Oh, I'd love to. Absolutely. Yes, for me.
All righty. Thank you so very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been so gracious. And this, what he has been saying tonight, that quickened my spirit. I mean, it opened my eyes, and it made me aware of just how important this is. AlertDrops.com. Go there, AlertDrops.com. Wow. Anson, thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless everybody. Stay safe, please. Stay safe. And all's going to be good.
Yes.
All's going to be good. America.
Yes, it is.
All going to be good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless. Appreciate your time. You have a great night. Wow. What a tremendous guest. Whew. Anson Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. Alert.com. Whew. Man. Let's do this. I need to sit back and catch my breath because I was right tickled with that.
I stand by you when you're falling, when the river is calling. I said I love you forever. We can make it together. What goes up must come down. There's
Hello, everyone. This is Claudio Relsano. Tune into my show, The Claudio Relsano Show, where I will be interviewing sports legends of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, as well as talking sports with some old friends. You can hear us on ClaudioRelsano.com. That's ClaudioRelsono.com. And now at 4 p.m. on Fridays and 9 a.m. on Mondays at the George Espenlaub Show on Facebook.
And we ran Claudio's show this afternoon at 4 p.m. If you missed it, the nice thing about it is you can go back and listen to it again. Now, you can go to ClaudioRosano.com, listen to it there, or you can listen to it right here on Spreaker.com, the George Espenlaub Show. His show today was very interesting to me because I was his guest. Anyhow, Espenlaub was on the guest of Claudio Rosano, and I counted it a real honor and a privilege. He's a delightful fellow, easy to talk to, become a very, very good friend of mine. And so tune in, Claudio Rosano Show, every Friday at 4 p.m. and every Monday at 9 a.m. right here on the George Espenlaub Show. He interviews some of the greatest sports figures, legends, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and gets into quite interesting subjects with those people. So you tune in, Claudio Rosano Show at 4 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. on Monday, right here on the George Espenlaub Show. Wow, it has been a delightful night. I want to say thank you to Anson Williams one more time for taking time out of his busy schedule. Interesting, very interesting. I want to encourage people. We'll put it up everywhere we possibly can. Alertdrops.com. 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 Remember that. I believe that you're going to be hearing a whole lot about that in the near future. So we're going to do our part. I trust that you will do yours. Alert.com. A lot of good shows coming on our network. We are happy. We are delighted. And we couldn't do it without your support. You've hung in there. Sometimes we failed, stumbled, fell on our face, trying to get this thing up and running the right way. But you have hung in there over the years, and since we've come back, it's just been a delight to have the support of people near, far, and wide. I thank you so very, very much for all of your support. All of us here at the Funny Farm say thank you. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you. And if we didn't have you, there'd be no need for us to be on here. Remember our live shows, our live video shows. We've got some fantastic guests lined up on their way. We're going to bring them into the broadcast, and off we go with that. So stay tuned for that. Not tonight, but stay tuned, because a lot of interesting things coming down the road. The radio, we are now broadcasting on, let me think of what it's called, Anchor. We're now broadcasting on Anchor also. So, and don't forget to go to the Espenblog.com. The Espenblog.com. There you can read all about it. And you can see all those people. Or all those characters. Let me use that term. You can see all those characters there at the Funny Farm. We have a tremendous group of characters here at the farm. Hey, listen, it's time for us to get out of here. And so, whether you're down the street, around the corner, across America, or somewhere around this great big world, thank you for tuning in tonight. thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us on the show. Wow, we're looking forward to some more, more great shows coming down the pike. So wherever you are, and regardless of what time it is, if it's daytime, you have a great day. If it's nighttime, have a very pleasant night. And remember, we're going to get through this thing because we're all in this together. And we're going to make it. I guarantee it. So until then, I trust that God will keep you right in the center of his hand. Good night, everybody.